Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're breaking down some absolutely fascinating psychological insights from PsychDose, all about the surprisingly counterintuitive behaviors of highly intelligent people. If you want to know what daily habits actually separate the highly intelligent from the rest of the crowd, you are definitely in the right place.
Okay, let's dive into this. Have you ever wondered why some people just always seem to stay perfectly calm under pressure? You totally know the type. They never get sucked into unnecessary drama, and they always make these incredibly sharp, calculated decisions right in the heat of the moment while everyone else is, well, panicking. So why is that? Are they just incredibly lucky? Do they just have a bunch more degrees hanging on their wall?
Actually, no. It turns out intelligence is found in behavioral patterns, not just raw brain power. Psychology shows us that people with high emotional and cognitive intelligence behave entirely differently from the crowd. And it's not because they're trying to show off or anything. It's because their fundamental thinking patterns are literally wired differently. High intelligence isn't just about your test scores or your level of formal education. It's found in that crucial, tiny gap between feeling a strong emotion and actually acting on it. Let's look at habit number 1, redefining real intelligence. If you've ever reacted impulsively to a stressful situation, fired off an angry message or snapped at someone and then deeply regretted it later, listen closely because this is for you. That impulsivity, it's not some permanent character flaw. It's simply a habit. And like any habit, it can absolutely be rewired. The foundation of this rewiring is understanding a critical difference. Reacting is driven entirely by immediate emotion. When someone insults you or challenges you, reacting means letting your feelings just take the steering wheel. Responding, on the other hand, is driven by choice. Intelligent people don't just fire back in the moment. They don't let the emotion choose for them. And what's really interesting about this is how high IQ people physically train themselves to sit in discomfort using 3 simple steps: pause, process, and choose response. When provoked, highly intelligent individuals actually force themselves to endure that highly uncomfortable pause for just a few seconds before they even open their mouths. And honestly, those few seconds of silence change absolutely everything.
That brings us to habit number 2, the strength of not knowing.
This directly subverts a massive societal myth, this idea that the smartest people in the room always have the answers on hand. The reality? It's the exact opposite. The genuinely smartest people are usually the very first ones to admit when they aren't sure about something. Psychologists call this intellectual humility. It's this profound comfort with not knowing, backed by the understanding that genuine curiosity is infinitely more powerful than merely keeping up the appearance of being right. Look, faking knowledge feels incredibly safe in the short term, right? It protects our ego, but it completely blocks our long-term growth. True intelligence embraces the unknown because recognizing what you don't know is the only legitimate path to actually learning it. Moving right along to our third concept, seeking internal validation. I want you to imagine, just for a second, not needing to anxiously refresh your social media to see how many people liked your recent post. Imagine not feeling this sudden urge to change your deeply held opinion the very second someone in the room disagrees with you. That level of freedom comes from a crucial psychological mechanism called an internal locus of control. This basically means measuring your self-worth from the inside, entirely independent of external approval. Now, this doesn't mean highly intelligent people are cold or that they don't care about others. What it means is that their core sense of self is absolutely not dependent on whether the world happens to approve of them on any given day. The contrast here is pretty stark. Relying on external approval creates a fragile, constant state of anxiety. But internal stability, that provides unshakable strength. And it's precisely this internal stability that allows highly intelligent people to stand their ground and make decisions that are fundamentally right, even when those decisions are deeply unpopular with the crowd. Which naturally brings us to our fourth habit, mastering your emotional responses. Highly intelligent individuals ruthlessly protect their mental energy from unnecessary arguments. Why? Because most arguments are not about logic, they're about ego. Smart people don't just hand their time and emotional bandwidth over to anyone looking for a fight. They treat their mental energy like a finite, highly valuable resource. So the crucial point is, winning a heated debate rarely, if ever, actually changes anyone's mind. Smart people inherently understand that trying to prove a logical point to someone who is only interested in protecting their ego is a massive waste of time. So instead of shouting louder, high IQ people simply step back. To see how true this really is, let's anchor this narrative in some hard scientific authority. We can look back to a pivotal, eye-opening study published in 2019. In the journal, Personality and Individual Differences. Let me read this exact finding for you. People with higher cognitive ability are significantly better at recognizing when a situation is emotionally charged and deliberately choosing not to escalate it. That completely flips the script, doesn't it? Society often tells us that walking away from a conflict is a sign of weakness. But this research proves that the ability to disengage is actually a highly sophisticated form of intelligence. It's the ultimate emotional control.
And that leads us to our fifth and final concept today, escaping the comfort zone.
There's a deeply counterintuitive truth here. While most of the world spends their entire lives endlessly chasing comfort and relaxation, highly intelligent people are actually quietly uncomfortable with comfort itself. They deliberately push their boundaries. They keep reading. They keep questioning everything. They intentionally expose themselves to entirely new, challenging ideas. And they don't do this just to look busy. They do it because they understand that their mind genuinely needs expansion in the exact same way the physical body needs physical movement. And this brilliantly illustrates how high IQ individuals treat mental stagnation not as a reward for a hard day's work, but as a glaring red warning sign. So, as we bring this explainer to a close, I want to leave you with this final provocative thought. How many of these habits are you already practicing? Take a second to really reflect on your own patterns. You see, the most empowering takeaway from all of this psychological research is that intelligence is not fixed. The high IQ behaviors we've unpacked today, pausing before reacting, embracing intellectual humility, developing internal stability, protecting your mental energy, and proactively escaping comfort, these are completely learnable practices. They're habits you can start building today, not fixed personality traits you're simply stuck with from birth. Just by exploring these concepts with us, you're already taking a huge step toward rewiring your own approach to the world. So keep questioning, keep growing, and I'll see you in the next explainer.